On this episode of Color Quickie, we're going to analyze Dark Olive by Benjamin Moore, which is a beautiful paint color, a dark, rich green that I'm very fond of. We're going to give you all the need-to-know information on this paint color, and also some other paint colors that go really well with it, including 2 trim and door options and 3 wall paint color pairings that are awesome with it, according to me at least. So if that sounds awesome, press that like button for me, ping, and also subscribe to stay up to date with our many videos a week. Let's get into it. So Benjamin Moore describes dark olive as a dark muted green that infuses a space with equal amounts of earthiness and elegance. Now, if I love one thing, it's earthiness. And if I love 2 things, it's earthiness and elegance. But seriously, what I love about paint colors is their ability to evoke these feelings and emotions within us. And I think dark olive does a wonderful job at having this duality where it feels rich and elegant, but also familiar, because of its earthy quality, right? It has this connection to nature that I think we all can resonate with. And if you're one of my subscribers watching or my Patreon members, you're familiar with me already, and you know that I love green as a paint color, especially ones that have a nice level of depth and richness, which this color definitely has, because if we look at the LRV, which is just under the Shop Now button on Benjamin Moore, we can see that it has quite a low LRV of 13.5. And this means it only reflects 13-ish% of the light that hits it, making it a pretty dark color. And we didn't need to look at the number to know that because it has so much body to it. Now, some dark greens can be a lot more vibrant and punchy, but dark olive has maybe a touch of brown in it or something to just make it feel a little more settled, a little more muted and soft. It seems like it's a color that would fit right alongside a kind of understated neutral palette or something that's a little more fun and uplifting. As a paint color, dark olive is something that I would use sparingly just for maximum impact. Because it is dark, it means that whatever space you use it in should feel darker because of that. Not a color for a space that I'll be spending a ton of time in unless I appreciate a bit of a cave-like vibe, but it's more of an accent choice in a room that I want to accentuate. So perhaps a powder room, maybe the dining room where you want to sort of have this beautiful, dramatic, cozy sort of feel, or maybe a living room where you don't actively use it, but you pass by it in the hallway and you could just catch a glimpse of this beautiful, moody, awesome, earthy green. That's kind of the perfect use case for it. You can also use it on things like furniture or even kitchen cabinets if you wanted something a little more of an alternative to navy blue or something like that. A dark color, but just a little bit different. Now, if you are thinking of using this color, you need to know what trim colors to use with it, right? The first baseboard, door, frame color, whatever you want to call it, is Icicle. And this is going to be the choice for more people than not out of my 2 choices, because it is the off-white. And typically white trim is still kind of the standard, or at least the default that people think of when they're picking trim colors. You got to pick a white. So this one isn't quite a bright white. It has an 82 LRV, so 10% darker than your bright whites. But what I love about it is it just has a softness to it. And because you're starting with dark olive, which is already so dark, you're gonna have a huge amount of contrast regardless of how bright your off-white is. And despite the name, it's not a blue leaning white really, it has more of a slight green undertone, so fits perfectly with dark olive. Now, on the other hand, if you wanted a dark trim color to really have just that dark on dark vibe going on, black iron would be one of my choices. And I think this one moves a little bit away from a green undertone and goes slightly into blue-ish territory, but it is quite subtle. And what you're really seeing is just an off black. So it's going to be very punchy, almost has a graphite type of coloration to it. Not as black as you can go, still a little bit softened, which I think is nice, especially with the other colors in this list. It almost has a graphite type of coloration, so not quite a jet black or something just completely darkened. There is this sort of off black feel, which I think goes even better with the other colors that we're going to talk about right now. Okay, so you have a white and a black basically for your trim options. And then for your 3 color pairings that you might use in other rooms in your home, Spring and Aspen would be my first choice for something a little more neutral, a little more traditional, I would say. And also it just has a light, creamy quality that I think is very inviting in conjunction with dark olive, because that color has a lot to it. I wouldn't call it depressing or anything like that. It has this nice organic kind of earthiness to it, but Spring and Aspen is just an open field maybe a field of wheat or barley or whatever, something pale and beige, because that's what you're getting here. 71 LRV, so quite a bit brighter. Not so bright that it looks white. There is a creamy quality, which I really enjoy. And this is a paint color that you can use in a number of different spaces. A great connecting color that can glue everything together. Open connecting parts of your home. I think it's a great choice for that. Our second color brings back some of the green, but then also adds in a little bit of a grayed out blue quality. It's a very popular color by Benjamin Moore. Quiet Moments. This is one that I talk about quite often enough, I would say. And what's awesome about it is it's a gentle combination of green, blue, and gray that I think is awesome because it can help bridge the gap between color, temperatures, even design styles. It has this wonderful transitional nature to it that I think is very powerful in design. It also has an LRV in the low 60s, which is awesome. That is a very versatile place to be. It's a very usable and practical LRV. It's not going to feel too light or too dark to a lot of people. Trust me. It's a great color to deviate from your more basic warmer neutrals, but still have something that you can comfortably use in a number of situations. So you get that versatility here. The third color is maybe something that you want to use just as often as dark olive, which is probably 1 or 2 rooms max, and it's called Gray Mountain. Now the name sounds a bit boring. It sounds like we just have another gray here. But in reality, this is an interesting color that kind of feels like a purple burgundy leaning taupe. So you have a base of brown, like a dark chocolate brown, and then some lighter gray to sort of kind of dusty it up, make it feel a bit dusty, which I do enjoy in a paint color. And its LRV is 18.5. So that's a lot lighter than you might expect, being a color based on dark brown and gray. And I love the photo that Benjamin Moore used because it just shows you how cool it looks with other colors in front of it, like this beautiful kind of dusty rosy couch. And when you have something that is clearly more red undertoned in front of it, then the gray aspect becomes more prominent. But when you see the color on its own, there definitely is more of that brown. It really depends on what you're pairing it with to determine what colors get revealed in your space. The best way to do that, of course, is to test out your paint colors. So whatever colors you decide to maybe go with, test them out first. Before you get a big can of paint, get a really small one first. Here's the palette all together. Please let me know what you think of this one, if you resonate with any of these colors. And also check out our Patreon because we have exclusive content there for our members every single Sunday. And for our Prime members, every 3 months, every quarter, you get your own personalized color quickie from me. So link in the description down below if you're interested in that. And we have more videos right over here.